Okay, so we can sit quietly before we go out to our assigned tasks. Since we've already all had our breakfast, I can tell you the story from me yesterday. This is about 2 weeks ago, maybe. I was been doing a lot more walking out in the forest, but kept coming across dead rats in the monastery, and it kind of worried me. I found 2 within like a 9-hour period, just right in the middle of the trail. Like it just seemed like they were just walking along and just keeled over. And I knew with the birds in this county, we're supposed to collect them up very carefully and take them to the disease control because they might have West Nile's disease. I wasn't sure if that was true with rats, so I asked Debbie, and she didn't think it was the case, and I couldn't find anything online, but she suggested just to gather them up and bury them, just in case they were diseased or something. The foxes wouldn't eat them. And so I was only able to gather one. A fox did get one, and I intentionally ignored it. Put it in a sack, tied it up real tight, and then put it in a Ziploc bag, and then put it in a paint can with a lid on it, and somehow I thought it would just disappear and not have to worry about it. I also didn't want to put it in the garbage thing because I think it's illegal to dispose of dead animals that way. But it was always in the back of my mind that Debbie said bury that, but didn't do anything about it. And then yesterday I was up in the workshop and walked by where the paint pan was, and I got this real strong odor of something dead. And I was like, oh, if I'd have just taken care of this, just did it when it was still intact and not whatever it was doing, decomposing, it would have been a lot easier. The job would have been a lot easier and a lot less smelly and probably dangerous too, just in terms of, I don't know what's happening when it's decomposing, but what you're smelling is part of the rat. And so during the kitchen cleanup yesterday, I grabbed Gary and we went up and got a great big bucket of water filled with bleach and put it in there, and that's where it is right now. And then all the equipment I used to touch it, or actually didn't touch it directly, but everything that was in contact with the rat got put into a separate bleach bucket of water. And so today that's what Jason's job is going to be, unfortunately, is to go dig the hole that should have been dug 2 weeks ago, and to hopefully very carefully dump that the whole thing into the hole and bury it. So, but it was just a great lesson to me of there are certain things that, like, I'm sure all of us have had various dreams of anxiety dreams where my anxiety dream is that there's a car waiting for me in the driveway to take me to an airport, and I realize I can't find my passport, and then I realize I actually haven't even started packing, and then I don't have my tickets for the plane, and it's actually like some reason in this dream I've scheduled I have to I've scheduled it down to the last minute, so it's like, if we leave right now, you can get through security and get to the airplane and everything, but it's like I haven't even started packing my bags yet, and then I'll start worrying about, okay, where's the passport? And I thought, well, don't worry about that. Just start packing. And then it's like, and I can't even move out of the chair. It's just like I'm just rooted in this chair, and so that's kind of like this. Usually whenever I have that dream, I'll stop and think, okay, what's going on in my life? And it's usually like we have a ceremony coming up, and I'm supposed to have been practicing chanting, and I've been procrastinating, not doing it, or it's Vinaya class, and maybe I hadn't done my studying, or it usually has nothing to do with travel, but that's just sort of like my anxiety of there's something I'm supposed to be doing that I know I'm procrastinating on, so I'll start getting those kind of anxiety dreams. It was kind of significant during right before the last ordination we had here, I actually did practice really well for it, but I was talking with, I think it was Ajahn Siddhanta, and we were kind of talking about our versions of that anxiety dream, and I told him, I said the night before, or like that week, I was probably procrastinating about something, but I started having this anxiety dream. And I remember in the dream just sort of like, as soon as I realized, oh, I can't find my passport, and the bag isn't packed, I remember in the dream just sort of saying, okay, I guess I won't go. Just, why get caught up in the anxiety? It's like, well, if I'm going to miss the plane, you're going to miss the plane, so don't get stressed out about it. And Rajan San's going, that's really good. That's a good way of practicing. And so, it doesn't mean that you should just procrastinate and then not worry about it, but there can be the attitude too, like, so, like with this dead rat, it's like, okay, well, yeah, you messed up, you should have taken care of it then, but let's take care of it now. It's like this is the responsibility, this is what needs to happen, so so I grabbed Gary, we went up and did the work, and then even though you can see there's not many people here and there's still lots of work, but Kasapo still was generous enough to say, let's take care of it. So it's like then it became a kind of a group project instead of just an individual. It gets more complicated, but yeah, we can just do it and then it's done with, and not to get stressed out or get into a blaming or criticizing. Just this is what needs to be done, let's do it, or it can't be done, so let's not stress. So I'm sure there's some Dhamma in there somewhere, so I'll leave that for your contemplation.